And the manager just says, what's going on here? And this woman said, she won't let us sit down. We want to go and sit down. And I said, but Mr. Batten, that was his name, Batten. I said, it's Hitchcock. You know,
Carol Burnett spent decades making America laugh, smiling through sketches that became part of television history. Fans believed she was endlessly kind, someone who never held on to anger. But late in her life, Carol quietly admitted a truth that stunned even her closest friends. There were men she truly hated, not out of spite, but because they humiliated her, dismissed her talent, or tried to take what she built with her own hands. Behind the laughter were scars she carried for a lifetime. The first name on that list was Marlon Brando. At the height of his power in the early 1970s, Brando crossed a line Carol never forgave. One night, after The Godfather had turned him into a living legend, Carol received a strange phone call at home. Brando's voice was slow and amused, telling her he had been watching her. What began as a joke quickly turned uncomfortable when he suggested she would be better if she behaved more like the actresses he knew personally. Carol ended the call politely, but she was shaken. The next morning made it worse. A reporter called. Her team, saying Brando had spoken about her in a late-night conversation, framing it as praise while clearly implying something else. When asked about it publicly, Brando brushed it off and mocked her sensitivity. In that moment, Carol realized she was not being admired, she was being diminished. From then on, she made one rule clear. If Brando was invited, she would not attend. She kept that promise for the rest of her life. Another painful betrayal came from Cary Grant, the man Hollywood called the perfect gentleman. In 1968, at a high-profile gala, Carol approached Grant to congratulate him. Instead of kindness, she received ridicule. Loud enough for others to hear, Grant mocked her comedy, dismissing her physical humor as meaningless. As she turned away, he leaned toward another actress and said she was not a real actress, just a lucky housewife. Carol did not argue or react publicly, but the humiliation cut deep. Years later, when offered a chance to co-star with him, she refused without hesitation, saying she would not work with a man who belittled women. Then there was Lorne Michaels, the powerful mind behind Saturday Night Live. In the mid-1970s, many believed Carol should host the show. Behind closed doors, Michaels reportedly shut the idea down, calling her the face of old television and saying her comedy made the show look outdated. The words reached Carol quickly. She never confronted him, never demanded an apology. She simply closed that door forever. Decades later, when asked if she regretted never appearing on SNL, she calmly said, she learned she did not need them. Perhaps the most heartbreaking moment came from Harvey Korman, her longtime comedy partner. During a rehearsal, a small technical mistake triggered an angry outburst from him. In front of the crew, he complained about always cleaning up her mistakes, and later admitted he was tired of being second to her. Carol was stunned. He apologized days later, and she accepted it, but she knew something had broken that could not be repaired. The show continued, but their friendship never fully recovered. The deepest wound came from her husband, Joe Hamilton. Behind the scenes, he registered companies using ideas from her show, including Mama's Family, without listing her as a creator. When confronted, he told her she was the talent and he was the brain. Later, she learned he had been unfaithful. For years, their divorce turned into a bitter fight over ownership of her own work. When he died years later, Carol sent flowers but stayed away, admitting some wounds never truly heal. Carol Burnett gave the world laughter while carrying pain few ever saw. If you want more untold stories from Hollywood's biggest legends, subscribe to Hollywood Bulletin, press the bell icon, and join us for more hidden truths.